Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and today we are going to go ahead and do a character guide on Rosa. So Rosa just came back. She's got an update here with her BT and FR. I think she's actually going to be looking really good, and I'm very happy for Rosa, because she's a character that I actually really like, and I want to be good, and she's only had, she had one period in the game where she was really good, because she was, the best Aura bot in the game, but for the most part, her damage has always been, very poor. In other iterations, she actually hasn't been that good. And actually, right now, I feel like this is going to be one of Rosa's brightest times in the game. I feel like she's looking really good right now in terms of what she's doing. She's doing all the support really well. She's going to have really good damage now if you get the BT. And she's got Echo, which is really, really nice, right? So if you're not familiar with Rosa, she is really the definition of what you want out of a support character. She batteries, she heals. She even has re-raise, which is a nice bonus. She has force charging. She's got a really nice echo, and then she also has a really, really good force condition. And now she actually gets a little bit of damage with her BT. I think she is a very nice character to have, and I think especially if you are a Blue Crystal Room player, she's going to have even more value, because you guys have probably noticed when you're trying to do these Shinryu quests monocolor, you might have realized, oh, I picked black and I don't have any force chargers. And it really limits what fights you can do, because if you can't the reason why force charging is so important is if you can't meet the condition to cancel a boss's force, you have to race them the force and kill them before they can get it. Without a force charger, that's impossible. So having a good force charger, especially on your Crystal Room team, is very important, because it opens up more fights to you, because you might be able to do a fight intended for other characters that aren't in your color, but you can maybe race the boss to the force time and beat them down before they can get that condition out, right? So Rosa is going to be very good just because she's got all the things you want out of a support character. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and take a look at her calls, her artifacts, and her spheres. So let's go ahead and start with the calls. I do think there is some value to her calls, right? So Prey, I admittedly don't really ever use her calls, but I could definitely see a good rationale for it, and Prey being a very good call ability you can use. So this is going to be an attack, max brave up, and I brave up to the party, so you're getting some decent party stats, but it does give the party 10 turns of re-raise. So what's going to happen here is you could use her call kind of as a really nice safety net, where if you know that the boss is going to do a threshold attack, or even if you're doing say a Lufenia fight that's kind of hard and you know the orb is going to pop, you could prep the party with re-raise and survive anything, right? Kind of in the vein of how I'm always using Rydia and Raijin to protect myself, you could use her call the same way. The only reason her call isn't preferred is I would prefer not to die in re-raise, because if you die in re-raise, then you lose your buffs, and that's really stinky, but it's a way you can survive stuff. So I think that is pretty nice, right? And then we've got the LD. The LD is just going to do some damage, and then it is going to be a brave damage and overflow up and HP damage up to the party. And it's a small HP damage up, though. It's only 5%. I think if it was higher, we probably would be talking about our call a lot more. But overall, both calls have something good in them. So definitely is a usable call. It's not a call you need to chase. I think if you're going to summon for Rosa, it should be because you want her in the party, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at her artifacts and her spheres. Now, when we go to her artifacts, we kind of do an offensive build for her. So you want to do Attack 108 and Devoted White Mage Boost. Now, being that she's a battery healing support character, you might be why is attack important on her? Because she's not a damage dealer. Well, she's one of these characters where her battery and her support actually scales on attack. So when she's doing Brave Gain and Battery, most of it scales on attack, so boosting her attack is actually making her support better. So you definitely want to go attack on her for sure. And then the Devoted White Mage Boost is going to be I Brave and Attack for the party. So anytime you get party buffs on these artifacts, you definitely want those. Alright, then we're going to go to spheres. Now the C slot is very important. I think there's two ways you can go with the C slot. I think if you have access to it, you just want to do 2 Paladin Cecil spheres. If you guys are unfamiliar, if you're a newer player, Paladin Cecil sphere, whether it be intentional or not, is kind of bugged in a way, where it's a Brave Gain sphere, right? So as a support character, Brave Gain is very good, and Rosa does it a lot. But what it is certain characters that have a certain type of Lufenia armor, it's called the Encouragement armor, which Rosa has Encouragement armor, okay? Units that have Encouragement armor armor, the way that that has Brave Gain, it interacts with Paladin Cecil's Brave Gain in a weird way, where when bosses have huge Brave Gain reductions, it like kind of ignores it in a way, or it scales differently, where basically by having Paladin Cecil Sphere on a character that has encouragement armor, you can Brave Gain more than you should when there's heavy Brave Gain reduction. So this is by far the best sphere you can put on Rosa, and I would slap 2 of them on there if you've got them. If you don't have that, then I would say do like Maria, Lute, or Alphanod, because those are like your party attack up ones. And party attack is really good with Rosa for 2 reasons. One is you're boosting the attack of the party, which is normally why you want it, but it also increases her support and her Brave Gain because it scales off of attack. So those are the 2 routes I would choose for the C slot. But if you have Paladin Cecil, I would just toss 2 of those on there. D slot is easy, just any party attack, and there's a ton of them, right? So Ash Saz, Lise, Hope, Luna Freya, what is, I think, is Iris D slot? I think Iris might be C slot actually, but Iris could be a decent one as well for the C slot if you wanted that. But yeah, just any of these attack up ones on the D slot you can do. So as long as it's party attack and it's something Rosa can fulfill. I think Hope's is really good on her because as a support character, she's buffing with pretty much every button she's pressing, and it's going to be max Brave and attack up for the party, which are both really good stats. So I had a nice full Hope, so I threw that down, right? The only reason I don't have full Paladin Cecils is I'm out of them. I need more EXs. So once Paladin Cecil comes back, I'm definitely going to be farming for those EXs. All right, so with that, I believe we are good to go, and we're going to hop into the showcase. So I am trying a new showcase fight, because as many people were realizing, my original fight was the first Shinryu ever released in the game, so the bosses were super squishy. So after doing the Astos fight, I feel like this Astos fight is going to be a really, really good showcase stage, because the bosses, the mechanics aren't that bad, and they're a lot tankier. So we're going to go on there, and I'm going to do kind of a non-traditional setup here. I'm going to do a triple support team. The reason why is I'm going to treat Rosa as my main damage dealer because I want to see what she can do with her BT phase, with her BT effect up, because I think her damage actually will be solid. But normally you would just run Rosa as one of your supports, and then her extra damage is like a bonus, right? But we're going to run her as kind of like the main thing here and see what happens. So we will hop in. I shouldn't have any issue with force charging with this team. We should totally be good to go. If my friend screen would like to load up, sure, we'll just grab a random friend here. I probably won't use it, and then we'll hop in. All right, so with Rosa, we'll just like hop in and start using some skills and kind of explain everything that she does. I think she's pretty straightforward, actually. So Garnet will hit Aquamarine. All right, and then we are going to do the AA, and then we'll do a BT effect here. Just get everything rolling right off the bat. Yeah, let's just pop that. Now, this boss does ramp really quick. They are going to beat us to FR, but, like, I did some testing on this fight, and, like, we do, like, pretty much normal damage during their FR, so I don't think we have to worry about canceling it or doing anything crazy. I think we should be good to go here. I do want to make sure, though, that I'm going to have, like, a Raijin on, because they're I don't want to get killed by their force effect or anything like that. I want to have all my buffs on. And the more I do this fight, we'll see, but I'm hoping that this will just kind of end up being a really nice showcase fight. But yeah, look how fast they ramp, man. They ramp like crazy. So with Rosa, we'll hit attack all first. This is the AA. It's just going to be a nice party attack up stats. So just general stats that you're going to want out of your character. So just press it when you have a chance. And then let's go ahead. Let's start with Prey because it's going to be instant turn rate. So Prey is her force charging move. So let's go ahead and hit that. All right, so that's going to, you see we got like 10% on the gauge there, which is very good. This is a party battery scaled off of her attack. It also heals the party, and then it extends all of her buffs by 1 turn. She gets a free turn, and then it gives her Rosa's Prayer, and then it does re-raise on the party. So Rosa's Prayer is a party attack, Max Brave, I Brave up, and then if their HP is less than 50%, or if it's greater than 80%. So basically, as long as you're not between like 51 and 79%, you'll get it. So it's either if you're kind of damaged and like in trouble, you'll get it, or if you're above 80% in full health. So you're pretty much always going to have it, which is really nice because those are some really good stat increases, right? And then re-raise is going to be a party HP regen. And then if you get KO'd, you revive with 15% of your max HP. So it is a really nice fail-safe. Now, the reason why I like Rosa, because you might say, well, Joe, you always talk about how you don't like Eiko because you don't like that re-raise is a big part of her kit. Well, re-raise is on Eiko's LD, right? With Rosa, it's more like it's there, but it's not like the central part of her kit. So I don't mind it on Rosa, and it is a really nice fail-safe. I think it's really nice, and you're getting HP regen with it anyways, so even just having the HP regen I think is nice. The other thing that's nice about her force charging is it extends her buffs by 1 turn, so you can ramp with her and you don't lose your buffs, and I think that's what a lot of people like about Rosa. I think that's really nice. So you can look at all of her buffs, and I can just sit here and ramp for days, and her buffs just don't go down. Like, see, they extend up and then they go down 1, so it's like you don't lose your buffs, which is really good. Next, let's do Divine Blast, which is the 15. See what kind of damage we got here. Dude, yeah, that was like 1.6 million. The fact that Rosa's doing 1 million damage with a button, that is so good because of, like, she's just there for support. So this is going to be a Brave Gain scaled on her attack, a 2-hit HP dump. It batteries the allies by 35% of the HP damage she deals. Or sorry, it's a 2 Brave hit 6 HP dump, right? So that's why we got like 1 million damage. Does a party battery, and then it heals the party. So you can actually be offensive while healing the party. That's really nice too. Let's do a Healing Wind. We're going to get Air BT effect up right away. So let's go ahead and drop. Yep, let's drop the Holy down. And then I'll give the bosses a chance to have a turn. And then I think on Air's next turn, we might throw down Rydia. Like, I just want to be really safe. But yeah, I didn't think this fight was that much of a problem. And then my goal is I want to set up Rosa with her BT effect up and actually do her burst phase and see what she can do during like a force time, right? And we are going to use her force, which has really good conditions. That's probably one of my favorite things about Rosa. Like, is just having a good, sure, we'll, wait, what is her call? Reigns, okay. Yeah, that's fine. We'll just hit that. But I just love having, it's why I like Pinello so much. It's why I like Lilithette so much. Just having these generic, easy to fill FR conditions just makes them so flexible for team building. So I do really like that about Rosa for sure. All right, we'll take the 1 damage. That's fine. Oh, that's right. So when they hit force time, what it is he does a gravity HP attack. So if we can get to that with the Raijin call on, we won't take the damage. Because that's bad, because it messes up Air's BT effect. So that's the thing I'm going to have to watch out for when I do showcases, right? So we could do pray and like ramp again. So what I might do with Rosa, because I do want to like show off the LD and stuff and get her BT effect up, but I'm just going to pray until the enemies hit their FR so that can just pop off. Because they still have Raijin's debuff on, so we shouldn't take the damage. I just want to make sure I get that like out of the way. Actually, they're going to do it on like their next attack, so we'll attack here. So, oh, and we have the EX. Sure, let's pop the EX since we have it. Luminous Arrow. How much damage on the EX? Yeah, dude, 1.2 mil. Like, I'll take it. It's like very average damage, but like, dude, so leaps and bounds better than what Rosa was doing. So much, but oh, the gravity gets by the Raijin. Never mind then. So this is going to lose Aeris BT effect. That's fine. We're not doing like a big damage test or anything. We'll live with it. Oh, so it was Rydia I was supposed to have on. Yeah, I think Rydia is what stops it. We'll put Rydia on now. Yeah, Rydia is what I needed on. I'll keep that in mind for future showcases. Not a big deal. It's not going to like affect things too much. We just lose a little bit of damage on the BT effect. What we will, well, actually, what I can do, we can solve that. We'll just do the friend Aerith and pop their BT effect, and then we essentially have the same thing. This friend Aerith should last long enough that we can finish the showcase. So yeah, let's just do that. We'll call that good. I guess I brought the friend Aerith for a reason. And that actually is a strategy I can do on showcases in case I'm worried about it. If I'm running Aerith, that is, right? I could just bring another one. Because otherwise, as long as I have a healer, like me taking that gravity damage doesn't really matter. And like I said, I don't mind these bosses because they're force time. I can still damage them. Just they don't have one of those stupid ones where they constantly heal or you do 0 damage. Like, I hate those. So sure, we'll just pop this. All right, so we've got Force ready, but I don't want to hop into it quite yet. Let's get a Rosa LD, I think. So anytime you get free skill uses... Oh, we got to talk about the EX. Sorry, I didn't finish that. So the EX is an AoE 6-hit HP dump, which is nice. Batteries to ally based on the damage she does. Heals the party, so another healing attack. She gets a free ability use on her next turn. She gets a buff called Miraculous Light, which is an HP damage up. Party attack up, Brave Regen, Overflow stolen up, and Overflow gained up. So what's nice about the EX is when you pop that, you get a free skill use. You could go into the AA because it's low skill use. Otherwise, you just go into Prey, and then you get a free Force Charge off of it, right? So anytime Force Chargers get a free skill use, I love using that free skill to get a free charge. So that's what I would do there. She does have a special HP plus called Aim. That I do want to talk about. I kind of want to press it. It's supposed to be a pretty good button. Let me press aim once. Wow. I couldn't even see the numbers. They got covered up. I think it was like 2 mil or more. It was a pretty good number. So aim, which is her special HP plus. Let me just go through it really quick. So this comes from her LD buff. So as long as her LD buff is up, she'll have aim. It's a Brave gain scaled on attack, and it's an 8 HP dump. And it recharges her EX by 20%, and it's guaranteed to hit. The guaranteed hit isn't a big deal. There's not a lot of bosses that have like dodge mechanics, but if they do, that's a really nice button to press. And dude, this wish fulfillment, let me double check here. It's a 12-turn freaking buff. So so that aim is just going to be like when you're not doing support stuff, that aim is just a really nice button to press. We'll look at it again as we go through, but yeah, that was really nice damage there. I'm pretty sure that was like either 2 or 3 million damage. Once again, the numbers got kind of smothered, but we'll look more closely next time. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I feel like we're getting deep enough that I just kind of want to get into the FR at this point. So what we're going to do is we're going to do, because I need at least 2 more Rosa turns anyways. We're going to pop her BT effect next, and then we'll do her FR. I know we're not seeing the LD without multipliers, but that's fine. Yeah, let's drop the BT effect. So this is called Holy Cross. Wait, no, I want to drop FR first. Sorry, yeah, we want to do FR first. Let's do FR first, because we want the BT effect like right before we go into a burst phase, pretty much. All right, and we got Lulu. I want Lulu to get some love in this game. I hope whenever her BT comes, they make her busted. So we got 1.8 mil. That's pretty standard damage for an FR. We'll take it. Once again, leagues better than the type of damage she was doing before this upgrade. So she really needed it. I'm glad she got it, right? So this FR does heal the party. It's a AoE split HP attack. And then she gets Rosa's Prayer for 10 turns. The party gets re-raised. So I already talked about both of those buffs, so it upkeeps both of those. And then this is what I love about her. Her HP damage conditions are so good. As long as you're at full HP or more, you get 45% on turn. That does not require you to attack. So Aerith Echo is going to be popping off. It's going to be 125%. And then if the party has 10 or more buffs, 30%, guess what? Doesn't require you to attack. So we're getting 75%, not requiring an attack. Aerith Echo is going to be bananas, and we're about to see it. We are about to see it. So let's start with so like no matter what, like every Echo is going to pop off really good numbers. This should be like 95%, I think. This should be like 95. This might be like one of the better FRs in the game to Echo with. Like it's crazy. Because it's like for free. Right? Show me like, yeah, 98%. Okay? Now this might be the best Echo you can do. I think this is the best Echo in the game. This should be like 175%. Look at the insanity on this Echo. This should be bananas. Yeah, 170%, dude. 170% Echo. So that alone, dude, like Aerith and Rosa as a combo, like a wombo combo, holy cow, that is nice. Yeah, that is a really nice fat Echo. Look how quick we're getting that up, dude. Dude, we're at 557 and we haven't used the Force turn. Like, absolutely ridiculous. Now, this is the friend Aerith. Oh, we're going to lose BT effect. But hey, at least I got the double. I got some use out of that friend Aerith. We'll definitely take that. We'll hit the Steel Evil to end it. And actually, the friend Aerith is still on field. So actually, provided I go into burst phase with Rosa, we can keep the BT effect on. Because the friend Aerith will not leave yet. We might do it that way. I could definitely like play around and echo more, but I feel like let's just get into it, huh? Well, we need our BT effect up, so we do got to go one more turn, unfortunately. Yeah, we can't like not have the BT effect up, because I want to have that going into the burst phase. So yeah, BT effect up. This is Holy Cross. So we are going to lose the other Aerith BT effect, but that's fine. But you know what that means, actually? It means my Aerith is going to come in and I can double echo again. We're going to be at full. We're going to be at 999, like, instantly. It's pretty wild. Okay. So let's talk about the BT. This is pretty important now. See, this Holy Blade is from the BT. So this Paladin Cecil is going to be swooping in. Was that 5 mil? Or that had to be, yeah, that was like 5 mil. But for a follow-up attack, that's pretty good. So it's an 8-turn burst effect. Paladin Cecil is going to pop in after every Rosa turn. It's going to be an attack up, brave gains up, brave damage limit up, HP damage limit up, an additional HP damage limit up, and an overflow up, and then we get the Holy Blade. That's the big thing, is you get the damage from it, and it just makes her support better, right? I mean, well, we got it. Actually, I can be sneaky. I can be a sneaky boy. We are gonna do Reigns, and we are gonna bring Rosa up, because then we can keep the BT effect. Because, dude, we're already at max gauge, so doing the double echo with my Aerith wouldn't matter. So we're gonna be sneaky here. We're gonna Reigns back up and stay in front of the BT effect so we can keep full BT auras up. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we're gonna take an echo. This is gonna be perfect. Oh my! This is kind of like a soft damage test, because this is a pretty ideal setup actually. Because we got all BT effects up. We've echoed like crazy. We're gonna be at basically max gauge going into a 7-turn burst phase. The only thing is that this is just a 2-target fight. And one of the enemies is going to pop pretty early, but this is darn near damage test. Look, we're at 899 on turn 7. So yeah, we're going to go burst phase with Rosa. And now we're going to have those Paladin and Cecil follow-ups like crazy. And here's the thing. Like during the burst phase, like with how strong it is, we're going to have to hit the LD, but let's do that. Let's hit the LD because we haven't done that yet. And we need to refresh her aim, right? So Blessed Archery, let's pop that. Now keep in mind, this is at 900%. So, like, to be good damage, it's got to be like 20, 30 mil plus. That was 10 mil AoE. That's solid. But keep in mind, you got to count the follow-up with that, right? So that's 10 mil AoE plus this Holy Blade damage, which was, what, 7 mil AoE. So she just did like 17 mil AoE. For a support character, that's actually not the worst damage, right? But I think aim is actually going to be like her good damage. So I think on her, if you're actually going to do her BT effect, which you probably wouldn't normally do, I think you would just want to aim through, because I think that's her best button. So let's go ahead and hit some aim. What does aim do at like a max gauge? Yeah, like 20 mil. That's not bad for her. It's no Astos 125 mil, but that was 20 mil plus the 7 mil AoE. So yeah, she did like almost 30 mil single target and then had some on the side. It's not bad for what she is, right? Let's see some other buttons. Let's do the EX. We've pretty much seen everything at this point, right? So what's the EX got here? Like 15 mil AoE plus the Paladin Cecil dropping in with another 7. Yeah, that's not bad damage. That was what? Like 24 mil AoE? It's not bad. I don't think you want to do Divine Blast. You definitely don't want to do Prayer. We will do the FR effect, but yeah, you just aim is the button to press, man. That's pretty good damage. Yeah, 20 mil. So yeah, 27, almost 30 mil she's getting off of that for a support character with a really good echo. We'll take those. We'll take those. Keep in mind, like, compared to Astos, like, nobody's damage is going to look good right now. But for what she is, dude, this is really nice damage. And actually, we might have both of these guys alive the whole time here. 20 mil, yeah. And then Paladin Cecil will swoop in. We'll end with an FR and see what kind of damage the FR can do here. Okay. Yeah, we'll take all that. All right, let's pop the FR. See how much damage the FR's got here at like full gauge. Yeah, 20 mil AoE. So pretty much her aim hits as hard as her FR. It's just not AoE. Pretty good. And then we'll end with the BT effect. Let's see what we get for a BT phase. I'm kind of curious. What do we got? What do we got? Dude, 300 mil burst phase for Rosa on a 2-target fight, I think is actually pretty dang good, dude. Rosa putting up a 300 mil burst phase. Not bad at all. So let me know what you think of her. I think she's actually really good. She's a great support character. I definitely think she's worth grabbing, especially if you're lacking support characters in your box. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.